Guys, hey Justice Warriors, how are you tonight? Good evening. Let me know if the sound is okay. I've got a fan right here that might be a little bit noise. The white noise might be drowning me out. If it is, I can turn it down a little bit. Um, I'm just really hot and upset. I'm a hothead. No, I'm just kidding. What a day! My goodness, what a day! So I got on with you guys this morning. I know everybody and their uncle's been going live today with the news of the arrest out there by Scranton, Pennsylvania. So they got this guy for allegedly the four homicides in Moscow, right? Killing us, killing us, killing us, killing us. Just so many questions. Like, is there another arrest coming down the pike? Who knows? My guess is that there very well could be. Um, so, I wanted to talk about like motive. Like, what would this guy's motive be? Did he know these girls? Did he act alone? Was he hiding in the house? I wonder if they're going to be able to get a confession. It's really tough to say at this point. I mean, what a whopper of a day, right? Just with a major break in this case, apparently. We will see what happens, right? An arrest is not a conviction. So, it just really makes me wonder the timing. I always say the timing is everything. And the timing of this arrest seems to me, it kind of came the day after people were determining that it was indeed Jack D in the photograph, the still shot of the surveillance camera from the corner club. So I don't know if that's him. If it is, if his story has changed again, if it went from him being asleep at his own house in Moscow to him sleeping at his parents' house in Coeur d'Alene, and now to him being at the bar with these other people at 1:30 in the morning. It's very curious. It just begs the question, why today? Why did this arrest happen today when it's been almost 7 weeks? And you know, it's just mind-boggling, isn't it? And then they were going to clean out the crime scene today. They had a hazmat crew hired to come and professionally clean, and then a local judge ordered it to halt. Did you guys hear about that? Craziness. So I don't see anybody in my live chat, which I know is extremely unusual and uncommon, but that could happen because, like I said, everybody and their uncle is going live right now. I know. And none of you guys had any idea that I'd be coming back on. So, my only concern is if there's something going on with my live stream connection and it's not actually working, because it's been kind of funky lately. So, um, I don't know. I was hoping that you guys would have a lot of ideas about what's been going on behind the scenes. Oh, GOP Nick, hello. You made the beginning. You are my only guest. Please stay. My only known guest, anyway, the only one that said anything in chat. Thank you so much for coming on and saying hello, GOP Nick. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while. And Kaz, thanks. Oh my God, that's so cool. You guys, it's the three of us. All right. That's awesome. Thanks so much for coming on. The one thing is I just wasn't sure. I've got a fan on over here and I don't want it to be too loud. Tell me if it's too loud and I can turn it down because I have it on high because it's hot. I'm hot. Thanks for speaking out about this. Oh, Jamie Ross, you are so welcome. Crime and Crochet, my hyper focus. You're lurking. LOL, Kiki Ray. I'm here. It's 8:25 where you are, GOP? Are you across the pond? Because it is 8:26 here. So you are 5 hours later. So yeah, I'm gonna guess you're in England, right? The fan is okay. Thank you, Kaz. I appreciate that. Can't really hear it. GOP Nick says good because I'm so hot. And I don't know if it's because I'm all excited about the day. I mean, I had a big play date planned with some friends and my little one, so we had a great time. And I just was kind of dying. Like I was kind of glad to be away from the true crime stuff just because I thought my head might explode. Have you guys all have had your head exploding all day? I mean, I did peek at it. I will admit that I had my phone in my hand the whole time, and every time I had half a chance, I was looking at stuff. Um, so yeah, GOP Nick is in England. It's pouring down rain here and windy and pitch black. Oh, that sounds so lovely and spooky. Um, Ohio, and it was 62 degrees today, you guys. 62 degrees. It was like spring. It's beautiful. Crime and Crochet says it's been a good couple of days for crime stuff. Andrew Tate arrest? What's up with the Andrew Tate? I don't know anything about that one. Idaho arrest and new info on Gabby Petito, or are you talking about the thing with Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner and calling that the Gabby Petito, since there was that connection there? If you could answer that, if you know what my question was, Crime and Crochet. Are you talking about new info on Gabby Petito's case or the new info on the Kylan Schulte Crystal Turner case? Info about he burned when you read this letter. Oh, really? Info about the Gabby Petito case. Holy smokes. Because, just yesterday they had a live press conference from the Grand County Sheriff's Department, this PowerPoint presentation about the man that they allege killed Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner 2 days after the domestic violence incident with Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. And they said that this guy, Adam, then unalived himself. And so they were just filling us all in. And I had no idea that they hadn't already wrapped it up. So I was like, why are they bringing this up now? So that was yesterday. I don't know what the thing with Andrew Tate arrest is, the Idaho 4 arrest, and now more with Gabby Petito with the burn after reading letter. Wow. Yeah. Kaz Think says, tell us more, Crime and Crochet. Trying to add Bertolini as a defendant. Wonder if they can. I thought that they already had. I knew that they were trying that, Kiki Ray, and I thought that that was successful. I hope so, because he deserves it. Roberta writing about buying a shovel to help him bury Gabby, written to him before the trip. What? Bertolini had a copy of the letter, so likely possible. Oh, yeah, GOP Nick. Bertolini is the lawyer. Crime and Crochet, when the Gabby Petito case first broke, my first thought was that Brian Laundrie was plotting to kill her when they took the trip. And then as the case progressed, I moved further away from that and thought maybe not. But, when you go camping, you need a shovel. But what do you know what it said specifically about buying a shovel to help bury Gabby before the trip? And you're talking about before they drove across country, because they left from Florida to go up to Long Island. They were up in Long Island on July 2nd was when they headed cross country. So before that, like the end of June of 2021. Wow. 4-year-old was found deceased today, missing since 9/10/22. Um, and then Kiki Ray says, very juicy about that burn letter. Wow. Crime and Crochet. Zena. Wow, wow, wow. Kaz Think says, well, I'm just so glad that we're here together. I mean, honestly, you know how I'm real cheesy and goofy. I really feel like this is our little support group. So you guys are my support group. And I mean, this is emotional. This is super insanely emotional, especially like what stars have aligned that all these things are happening in the last 24 hours. So killing Gabby was the intent behind the road trip, Nick GOP says. I'm going to let Crime and Crochet answer that because I don't know anything about this letter. She says letter hasn't been released, but that is what Petito attorney has said was written in it. Whoa. Because the Petito attorney is extremely calm and cool, collected, responsible. So if the attorney is saying that, I would think it's most likely accurate. Andrew Tate, money laundering and human trafficking, arrested in Romania. 6 girls spoke on being held and making OnlyFans type videos, from my understanding. Whoa, I'll have to catch up on that. That's crazy. I don't know anything about that case. JB did a live stream on WFLA, so there is definitely substance to this letter. Wow. Wow. Not to just dive headfirst into a rabbit hole, but hey, why not? I knew something about the Laundry family that they thought she was not safe to have that information, like maybe about their business dealings or something. Because, like I've said recently on my lives, the Petitos were millionaires, to my knowledge, on paper. Um, they owned like a juicing company, I think. I think Gabby worked for their juicing company. I know for sure they owned a company that repairs juicing machines and replaces parts, and they have that business with Brian Laundrie's sister and her husband. Um, so wow. Elena says, and I haven't been tagging anything. I apologize for snoozing on that. Elena says, I love your channel and enjoy your fine work, but I feel you have been too hard on Captain Fry. You may have a blind spot on law enforcement, but I send with respect. Just felt some need to say this. Absolutely, Elena. I appreciate that. I definitely want my viewers to feel 100% comfortable with stating your opinion politely like that. I mean, you couldn't be more polite. So yeah, I mean, I really don't like criticizing law enforcement. I have been extremely critical of him lately, and I don't know that I want to apologize for that. I think I want to wait and see what happens, because he has been just, I used the word smarmy, and the smiling and the nodding. He concerns me. It especially concerns me because I looked up the case that I think a lot of other people have looked up now too. And I've got the names in my notes. In 2011, there was a male professor who murdered his student that he was having liaisons with and unalived himself. And the student had been trying to seek assistance from the university and from law enforcement because she was scared of him and she wasn't getting the help. And James Fry was the police chief back then, too, to my understanding, in 2011. So I only came across that information this last week, and that really made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. So, I was going to look more into that. I know other folks have looked into that case now, too, because there are not a lot of homicides in Moscow. But it seems that the person that they arrested today in Pennsylvania didn't live in Moscow, but he lived in Pullman, which is just like a 10-minute drive. So I wonder if the current timing is because law enforcement is trying to meet their quota for the year. I don't know that they really have a quota. Not to my understanding, but you know, I have no idea. I definitely wonder about the timing that all these things are kind of coming together right now. Um, hey, Pixie Knickers. I got a little verklempt during Idaho Presser, such an emotional case. Emotional. I mean, my biggest question is motive, act alone. According to the Star magazine coming out on Monday, there were other people involved, right? um, and yeah, what is the motive? What's the acting odd, Heavenly Clouds? Oh, I thought the captain asking odd myself. Heavenly Clouds, I got you. I follow. Acting odd. So Kiki Ray says, what a creep. And I'm not sure which person you're referring to. Kiki Ray, if you want to clarify, if you're tagging on to about Chief Fry, or if you're talking about the killer, the alleged killer, the arrested alleged killer. Some have quota on speeding tickets, right, Heavenly Clouds. I know that's for sure. They're not supposed to. As far as I know, that's not ethical or legal or something, but they do it all the time, but they're not supposed to. He asked if anyone else had been arrested. Who asked if anyone else had been arrested? The guy that was arrested? GOP Nick? Oh, am I breaking up? That sucks. Kiki Ray says Captain Fry. Yeah, I don't like him. GOP Nick says that when they arrested the guy, he asked if anyone else had been arrested. Where did you hear that? And I really apologize if I'm breaking up, you guys. You can let me know if it's bad. Brian asked if anyone else had been arrested. Holy smokes. I wonder if he's going to talk. I wonder if he knows that he had accomplices. That is wild. Oh, good, Kaz. I'm so glad the connection is better now. Thank you for letting me know. Phantasmic Ether says Brian Enton. I love Brian Enton. He is so solid. He's so solid. I heard it on several different channels. Brian Enton said that in an interview that the guy who was arrested, his name is Brian, right? That Brian asked if anyone else had been arrested. Wow. Enton tweeted that he'd heard that, and also that BK had a quiet blank stare. And BK is the guy who is accused of the 4 homicides. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've been trying to pay attention as much as I can today. I'm pretty sure he's being accused of first-degree murder times 4, right? So it's not like they're arresting him for something else. They're accusing him of first-degree murder times 4. And Adam Lanza, similar eyes. Is Adam Lanza, is that the guy, the bartender, the roommate or ex-roommate of Jack D? I mean, I'll be direct and honest. I always try to be direct and honest. I am still very, very suspicious of Jack D, simply because his story has changed a couple of times now, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong about that. It could be that I got bad information. All the reasons that I've stated before, just him not coming forward and making a public statement. Lanza was a high school shooter, I think. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. So that's a totally different case. The Adam Lanza. I didn't know what Adam's last name is. The guy who was the bartender at the corner club. But did you guys? So you know the photograph that was circulating this last week, the still shot of the back of the corner club with um, Kaylee, Maddie, Adam, Hoodie Guy, and a couple other people. That still shot from the surveillance camera, it seemed to me that there were people that determined yesterday that that was in fact Jack D that Maddie and Kaylee were talking to at 1:32 a.m. on Sunday morning, November 13th. Do you have you guys gotten that same impression, or is that just my impression from the things that I've been paying attention to? Um, let's see. Wasn't he Sandy Hook? Sandy Hook Elementary School, Heavenly Cloud says that Adam Lanza. That was awful. Absolutely awful. Prime and Crochet are my hyper focus. You are correct. So scary. He made it from Idaho to Pennsylvania. That is across the entire USA. Kiki Ray, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking, like, had he committed any other crimes that haven't been discovered yet? Basically, that is really a scary thought. Atom. Okay, it's Adam Lauda. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Just another Adam L. And so many similar names. So, did you guys get that same impression that I was just saying about the still shot of the back of the corner club from the night of November 13th? That is confirmed to be Jack D that Kaylee and Maddie are talking to? How on earth did he find these wonderful people to kill? Social media? Oh, good question, Heavenly Clouds. The guy that lived 10 miles away, I heard possibly that his sister lived right near the scene of the crime. So, yeah, Jack D, Kiki Ray. So it's been confirmed. Has it been confirmed that that is Jack D? Because if that's confirmed that that's Jack D, then why did he not tell the truth about his whereabouts that night? That's extremely concerning. Hey, allegedly, a journey of 2,500 miles plus. That's a lot of places to dispose of the weapon. Right. And murder animals, if that's his thing. Maybe finding homeless people and hurting them, people that are not going to get reported. Most likely, it was the memorial today for Kaylee and Maddie. Today was the memorial, Penny Loafer, the family's memorial. Wow, how mind-boggling! How mind-boggling! And how are you allegedly? Good to see you here. Changing up the message. So, so yeah, the thing with this guy that they said did it, he's just like a um that you know what is that crazy TV serial killer that we're always talking about? My mind is like totally blank. The one that I say is too creepy for me to watch. Does it begin with a D? You guys know who I'm talking about. The guy who's like a professional crime scene tech tech technician. Dexter, thank you. It does begin with a D. Phew. Thought I was losing my mind for a second. Okay, so Dexter. It sounds like this guy that they arrested is kind of like a Dexter type, that he's fascinated with crime, and he had like a research that he was doing where he was trying to find people to interview them about how they felt while they were committing their crimes. And he said real specifically that even if their crimes had not been prosecuted or adjudicated, that he still was interested in speaking with them about it. And I was just like, wow, is he like trying to get criminals so that he can hand them over to the police? Like, who's going to admit to some college dude doing research that they committed a crime if they haven't been busted for the crime? That's crazy. Blood spatter analysis. Are you talking about Dexter? Or are you talking about this guy that they arrested today, GOP Nick, the with the blood spatter analysis? Yes, but Dexter's code would only allow him to kill people who had killed others. I know, and it's a kind of a cute premise of an idea for a serial killer that kills serial killers. But yeah, it is just so creepy. And like I said, I'm a big fan of that actor, and he's just too good at playing that character. I literally can't watch it. I mean, I can usually watch stuff like that, but he's too good. It totally makes my skin crawl. I can't. Yeah, he had a questionnaire posted on Reddit. Right. Yeah, that was probably the same one that I saw. Um, hey, Tim Severs, he researched himself to understand the emotion of killing innocent victims. Right. If he did in fact do this. Um, I mean, absolutely insane. Yes, Dexter's job. So, did you guys hear about that there was like a local judge who ordered a cease and desist on the cleaning of the crime scene today? Did you guys hear that? Um, let's see. Do you remember Hitchcock movie Rope? I don't think I ever saw that one. Let me tag that. Heavenly Clouds. He must have had cuttings or scratches on his arms. Hey, Caesar, good evening. Susan Dodge says, I heard that one of the four was interested in true crime. Right. I think it was Kaylee was a true crime fan like we are, if you want to call us true crime fans. I like to say true crime aficionados because it's not like we're fans of true crime. We like to pay attention to it. I feel like we learn from it. I really feel like we learn how to stay safe, and we learn about our own traumas if we're in recovery from post traumatic stress disorder, that watching other traumas helps us understand our own. But I also really believe that it helps us stay safe because of things that we learn. I really honestly, for myself, I can only speak for myself. That is my bottom line, is it makes me feel safer to pay attention to this stuff. I only started watching Dexter 2 years ago and binge watched every season. Yeah, I was like that with Sopranos. I didn't watch it until way late in the game. And one of the reasons I liked Sopranos, and I was surprised that nobody had mentioned it, is that it was a comedy. It was like black humor. And had I known that it was a comedy in that sense, I would have watched it much sooner. But I thought it was just, the blood, the guts, the gore, the kind of X-rated stuff, and so I didn't get interested in it. And then when I did, and I saw how funny it was, I was like, oh my goodness, nobody told me. I missed out. Anyway, Kaylee was true crime with Chronicles of Olivia. Okay. Nothing wrong with being a true crime fan. Right. And more people are coming out of the closet, admitting to it. I think there's a lot less stigma. I think that, you know, historically people haven't really understood why people would be interested in that, or they would, secretly be interested in it, but they wouldn't want to let on that they were. Exactly said. Good one. Tina Baldwin, how was DNA used to catch this guy today? Yeah, good question. Very good question. Like maybe the results came in, and so that's why they got him cuffed. Kiki Ray says, I love Sopranos. I watched it in 2020, one of the best series ever. And, 6 Feet Under was right after Sopranos. I think both of those were HBO specials or made for HBO. 6 Feet Under was really good. And the guy who plays Dexter was the little brother in 6 Feet Under, right? That was a really good show. Um, Crime and Crochet says Tina Baldwin only what I heard, but allegedly blood by the sink was tested to be his. Oh, wow. Thank you for that uh, information, Crime and Crochet. I hadn't heard that at all yet. And Caesar asked where law enforcement got the DNA. Right. You mean like how would they have matched it to his? How would they have known his DNA? Is that what you're asking, Caesar? Maybe this guy was in the system already. I don't know exactly. Tim Seaver says, I bought my house off an author. He wrote crime novels. Neighbors thought he was a psycho. Everyone was scared of him. Can I roll the tread and tell you why? Sure. Yeah, please. That's interesting. The arrest warrant said they did not have his DNA. Okay. Lucky lady, do we know if he really asked the police about the others being arrested? I haven't heard that at all, Lucky lady, but we can put that question out to our chat and I'm sure we'll get some good information. Pennsylvania police were said to be watching him for 4 days. Well, yeah, they didn't want him to kill anybody else in their area. And I guess the white car was like parked right out in the open. Did you guys hear that? Um, I hope the families can breathe a little easier. Definitely. Perhaps one of the four responded to his Reddit. Ooh, Susan Dodge. That's a really good point. That could totally be. That could totally be. Weird, weird, weird. Maybe 23 and Me, Pixie Knicker says, that's what I was thinking, is that maybe the police were able to kind of narrow it down from other people's DNA profiles. I wonder if it is possible he was a relative of Hannah's. Hannah, is that one of the two roommates? I'm drawing a blank on Hannah. Oh, no, Hannah. I know who it is. Hannah's the one who unalived herself last year, who people have wondered if Maddie had bullied her. Okay, thanks for. I wonder if it is possible he was a relative of Hannah's. That's a really good question, Tina. That is a very good question. Yeah, you got to leave no stone unturned for sure. Let's see. What is this one? If he'd been arrested and already in the system, they would have got a match. When they found out he drove a Hyundai Elantra, they must have thought it was an extra Christmas present. Right. I know that whole thing with the Hyundai Elantra, that was just nuts. Absolutely nuts. So they got their Hyundai Elantra, hopefully. That is wild. He would hide in people's houses, cars, garages to intentionally get caught just to know the feeling, the emotion, and then go home and write about it. That is creepy AF. Oh my goodness. If I had a neighbor like that, I would totally freak out. That is not okay. Ooh, that is horrible. That is just not a good idea to do that. And yeah, people can get really funky when they're writing and they're researching for their writing. That is wild. Allegedly, his sister lives next door to the victim's house. Right, alias 99. And I wonder if it's like one of those houses right next door, like 1118 or 1126, or like maybe in the apartments or something. I don't know. Is it is Reddit a message center? Sorry, I haven't heard of it. Yeah, Reddit. I'm not the best person to ask, so let's put that question out for the chat. But Reddit has a lot of interesting things published that you wouldn't find other places. So I know I've found articles there that I thought were really good, and they were just too radical for other places. So I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff with Reddit, just like there's all kinds of stuff with Craigslist. Um, so yeah, let's see. PJ Wallace, yes, he did ask about anyone else being arrested. John Wayne Casey did the same when he was arrested. Copycat, maybe. Right. And maybe just to plant seeds of doubt into law enforcement. Like, I could see that being a great gaslighter move to pretend like, well, have you guys been arresting other people? Like, you're just arresting me because you're just trying to see what sticks. Like, I could see doing that, just kind of BSing, just trying to make it look like something else. I had heard that he asked the police something like, "Am I the only one you've arrested?" Yeah, that's very good, specific information, isn't it? They used the new familia DNA process or strategy. Revolutionary. Wow, William Wallace, that is revolutionary. That's outstanding. That is really cool. Like, you would think that they could solve a lot of old rape DNA case kits, right? Rape kits with the DNA through that familial DNA process or strategy. Whoa. CNN article states suspect identified through the help of DNA genealogy. That is freaking amazing. When was that article published? Is that just like in the last hour or half hour? Because I've been kind of, perusing through looking for things today, even though I was busy with the kids and a play date. So I could not completely take the day off with that breaking news this morning. That was just crazy. Pixie Knicker says, "Tim, that's insane." Oh, about the hiding and yeah, yeah, the guy who was like hiding in people's cars and stuff. It's creepy that he was in criminal justice. It is creepy that he was in criminal justice, and I think that people in criminal justice are quick to say that he's an anomaly, right? Like, most people don't study criminal justice because they want to be criminals. Quite the opposite. That's yeah, and that to me it's kind of like the TikToker that they're calling a internet sleuth. Like, no, that's not an internet sleuth. That's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And this guy with his studying criminal justice and being a serial killer, yeah, most serial killers are not studying criminal justice. Most. Terrible, terrible. He was quite harmless. He wrote The Kodiak Killer. Well, it's great that he was harmless, and it's great that he was a good writer. But yeah, that would really scare people. That is, and it's, to me, it's just uncool. I mean, he could have gotten arrested for that, but yeah, definitely not well liked by the neighbors. Did he choose that house or the tenants? That's a really good question. That is a super good question. And right, and why were Kaylee's, or why was one person's wounds so significantly different than the others? Was somebody targeted? Very risky in the USA. You guys have guns, right? Like, yeah, if you're sneaking around, absolutely. Um, if he was, hey, William Wallace, how are you? Katie Van says if he was a security guard, as I've heard, he would have at least have been fingerprinted. Alias 99. Reddit is a message board. Thank you, Alias 99. Mrs. Cat, William Wallace, I'm always a little bit behind. GOP Nick, Reddit is a big forum where people swap ideas and share information. Um, oh, I see. Thank you, Zena. Heavenly Cloud says. It's pretty much a bulletin board where people post anything and everything. Um, and Caesar, why are the names of my little helpers your stage left? What are the names of my little helpers? Confused, but I highlighted that. What about the two names from earlier that were arrested? Katie Van, Are you referring to the same case? I'm totally lost on that one. What about the two names from earlier that were arrested? They will be solving 90% in the future, William Wallace says, with that revolutionary DNA. That is phenomenal. That is so cool. BTK was caught through familiar DNA. Me can't talk. I did not realize that because BTK was a while ago. Wow. Maybe I did know something about that. Was it like his daughter or somebody that was a close relative of his that helped law enforcement nail it down? Heavenly clouds. He could be saying that to make the cops think there were more people. He sounds like he enjoys games. Sicko. Exactly. That's um, yeah. Because if anybody else had been arrested, he would have known. He would have been paying attention. The DNA genealogy was talked about by Judge Janine during the five. Genealogy is so interesting, Kiki Ray says. I do some, but the experts are incredible and it is very fascinating. Jennifer Coffindagger said he has the same education as her. Oh, yeah, creepy, huh? And he did know about the dog. And did he know about the dog? That was something that I had thought of too, because I thought that the dog was a really significant piece of evidence, just the handling of the dog. So, yeah, this dude was supposed to be doing some kind of study on this crap. There could be others involved. Let me read that again. Pearl Althouse. This dude was supposed to be doing some kind of study on this crap. Could there be others involved? Right, exactly. Exactly. So let me ask you guys to hit the thumbs up, to like if you haven't yet. I'm just reminding you, and subscribe if you haven't yet, if you want to, and to share if you want to. Um, I pray that gross Reddit post wasn't real. I don't even want to know, honestly. I know when I saw that Kiki Ray, I thought the same thing because it was so um, you can't admit to doing a crime without there being consequences to that. So, yeah, I didn't really think that he had posted that on Reddit and left it up. I thought that it was something that he maybe posted for a day or that he wanted to post, but who knows? I mean, that's the thing with the internet, is it is hard for law enforcement to keep up with that kind of stuff, um, which is why it scares them, quite frankly. Although people that I know that work in law enforcement are very on top of their social media, so it does not scare them. But I know in general, law enforcement agencies are intimidated by social media and do have a very hard time keeping up with it, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's something that people need to pay attention to because there's a lot of internet crime, right? Um, let's see. I pray that okay, I read that one. What's good, people? Jaded Warehouse says, what is good? It's good to have this guy arrested, right? To have some progress. Um, the dolls. What's up with the dolls? The bunnies. Oh, you're is that what you were talking about? MC3POWY. Were you talking about the bunny dolls? Um, I told you guys a few days ago in one of my lives, I mentioned that I had just bought some bunnies. And these bunnies are the coolest because their legs are like just fabric. So they're almost like puppets. And they're so goofy, but I had to have them. And they're just a little happy couple. So I was going to introduce the bunnies. So thank you for bringing that to attention. That's too funny. Jennifer C is the person that released the Jennifer C. Are you talking about Jennifer Coffindagger? Tim, the person that released the corner bar Jack photo. And is it Jack? Are you confirming that it's been confirmed that it was Jack? Because that's what I thought was going around on the internet yesterday, is that they were confirming that yes, indeed, that was Jack. And then, 12 hours later, there's an arrest. And if that's Jack at the corner bar, why did he lie about his whereabouts? Why did he not say he had been at the bar with them? That's strange. I thought it was strange that he didn't appear upset about being caught. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, let's see. Where did it go? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I'm just stunned. Oh, I didn't do my timestamp yet. It's about 9:06 right now. It is Friday, December 30th. Um, so yeah, it's getting late. My brain starts to fade. I apologize. Cold water helps though. Let's see. Let me get caught up because you guys have a ton of really good comments here that I want to read out. Jennifer C is the person that released the corner bar Jack photo. I thought it strange that he didn't appear upset. Donkey eared pals by your elbow, blue and pink. Yes, they're the bunny rabbits. Aren't they adorable? So dorky. I love to be a dork sometimes. Chronicles of Olivia mentioned two other names as being possibly connected to this. The rabbit dolls next to you. Ah, BTK, Dennis Rader's daughter, had a pap smear done and they used that. She wasn't impressed. Yeah, that's gross. So they did it without her consent. That is creepy, but you do what you got to do. But yeah, I hate pap smears anyway. That is wild. Yeah, do they have names? What is the name of the judge? Are you talking about the judge that ordered the cease and desist on the cleaning of the house? Did you guys hear that? That happened today in Moscow, that they were doing that hazmat cleaning and that they were ordered to stop? Um, I'm pretty sure that's what I caught. Did he do the dog? Oh, did he do the dog? The one that was skinned and filleted 3 weeks before. It's a very good question. I was wondering that too. Um, and let's see. Heavenly Cloud says, "Love Jennifer CD." Oh, Coffin Dagger. Okay. Kiki Ray says, "I'm sure you meant OMG. It looks like it's ONG." Oh my goodness, Crime and Crochet. What? About the pap smear? Ew. Yeah, yuck. Smash that thumb like button. Thanks, you guys. He's so gross. I think he will say not guilty, so it has to go to trial, and he gets lots of attention and gets to gloat and be relevant. Yeah, he definitely has a Ted Bundy look about him. I thought right off the bat. Were any of them religious freaks? Are you talking about the victims? Were any of the victims religious freaks? Or you, um, if you could say who you're referring to, Caesar. Penny Loafer, the field of criminology is all about how criminals think. So his thesis topic was pretty lame, and thousands of people get that degree every year. Well, yeah, it's true. A lot of people get that degree. Let's see. Where did that go? Okay. I guess Jack D is not suspect now. He has the reason, but glad he is not. Kaylee's parents love him. I hope that I'm 100% wrong about Jack D. I had wanted to be 100% wrong about Jack D the whole time because, yeah, that type of betrayal is the worst. Absolutely the worst. I'm not uh, jumping to the conclusion that Jack didn't have anything to do with it yet. We'll have to see. I'll have to see how things pan out from here. But I'm really curious, Heavenly Clouds, if he's innocent, why did he not tell the truth about his being at the bar with Kaylee and Madison at 1:30 in the morning on November 13th? If that is indeed him in that still shot that people are saying. At first, the question was, could it be him? And then I think yesterday it was determined that yes, indeed, in fact, it was him. Is that just me, or is that something that the rest of you guys caught as well? Um, Love the long bunny legs, so cute. I know, they're hilarious, aren't they? I had to have them. I just had to have them. They're just the silliest things, and it was like right before Christmas, and I'm like, look at me buying bunnies right before Christmas. They're too funny. And my mom loved bunnies. That's probably why I got them. Got them in the spirit of my mama. I didn't even realize they had bunny faces and little bunny tails. Here, I picked up the girl one twice without picking up the boy one. So yeah, they're completely goofy, completely weird. I just absolutely love them. They got glitter on them. They make my life complete. They make me complete. So I'm glad you guys like them. Like I said, I could be the biggest dork. Let's see. Kim Seaver says yes. Phantasmic Ether. JLR just put out a video of a girl that knows Brian, her brother's good friend. She has pics and all. Wow. And I saw something on News Nation about a next door neighbor who said that he was absolutely fine and normal. Somebody who lived next door to him, I think since August. And they bumped into him a few times and said everything was cool, nothing remarkable about him at all. Sorry, ex Jack D, Laura Daddy is saying. Um, oh, he's so gross. Cute. Yeah, I got you. I follow. So yeah. Um, put them wabbits in my truck. Jason Elkins and Dylan White. This morning they were arrested in this matter. Really? I have not heard those names. Have you guys heard those names? I'm writing them down. Jason Elkins and Dylan White. Now, Dylan White is not the female roommate, is it? I know that one of those surviving roommates was named Dylan. I still say Jack is a narcissist, Laura Daddy. Yeah, I'm still suspicious of him too, especially why he didn't report that he was at the bar with the two girls earlier before their homicide. Not sure if Jack D did lie about his whereabouts that night, but just said he was asleep when Kaylee kept ringing him. Well, maybe he didn't lie, but he left it out. The lie by omission, right? My goodness. My goodness. Let's see. Um, Not sure. Okay, I just read that one. A sociopath. Yeah. Phantasmic Either. Who is JLR and how do I find them in photos? JLR is another content creator. Jonathan Lee Richards. Is that no, Jonathan Lee Riches, I think is his name. And his channel, I think, is called Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. And I like his content. He's been on site in Moscow and putting out a lot of videos every day. I find him very informative. So, sees afar, now you get it. P. Nick, Jonathan Lee Richards Investigates, put it up shortly ago on his channel. Okay. Research JLR before you believe everything he says. Kiki Ray, thank you. I know I've heard that before, and I know there's mixed reviews, and that maybe he's done some weird stuff. So thanks. Let's see. I wonder if this guy was writing a book on all the things he did up to the murder, then after also. What a maniac. What an absolute maniac. Um, but yeah, it really begs the question of, did he do it himself? Did he kill four people all by himself? And why were the last two spared? Did he just not know about them in the first floor? Very, very interesting. Yeah, thank you, Katie Van, for the names. And did it just jump? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. Sorry. I have the timestamp. So I'm at 9:09 and we're at 9:17. So I'm a lot behind. I'll try to speed it up. Yeah, dog practice. Who, what jurisdiction? Pennsylvania, Idaho, Florida. Um, Jazz, his friend from high school, said he started using heroin in 10th grade. Anthony Crockett, and I'm not sure who you are referring to. Um, so if you want to say who you're referring to, I don't know if you were talking about the last person whose name I said. I wouldn't want to confuse that. And yeah, anybody who's started using heroin at any grade, I mean, that's, or any age, that's a really heavy duty situation to be in. Happy New Year to come. Absolutely. Do you have names for the lovely rabbit dolls, the blue and the pink ones? Not yet. Do you want to help me name them, you guys? And Jonathan Lee Riches, not Richards. Um, Phantasmic Ether says Cluminati had a video showing it looks like Brian in the Grub Truck video comes up to the camera and stares for like 5 straight seconds. Wow. I'm trying to, and it's doing that thing where it won't let me tag. Okay, weird. Um, both judges, yes. Did he skin the dog? Is the question of the month. Like, did he leave a warning sign to raise fear? Right. Absolutely, Tim. That's a really good question. Okay, now it's letting me pin a message, I think. Yeah. Did it pin it? Um, it said it did, but then it didn't do it. Ugh, it's messing up. Okay. The girl posted a video stating her story, and he has that in the video. That name, feeling lingers with me about Jack. That same feeling lingers with me about Jack D. Also, just that something's up there. I mean, I definitely still think there's something up, but we'll see. Um, Funny bunnies, so cute. They are enjoyable. Oh, I'm glad you guys like them. Thanks for not thinking I'm like the biggest geek in the world, right? Um, just a nerd. I love being a nerd sometimes. I really do. You know, just goofy, just being a goofball. Victims or perp, Laura Daddy, ex Jack D personality is so weird. No emotions, gross comments, no affect. Right. And I'm still not ruling out yet that he's not involved. I mean, ugh, missed most, but hi, young lady. Oh, hey, Fred Field, you're here. Better late than never. Absolutely. Were any victims or perps religious freaks? Cesar was asking. It's a really good question. Um, I don't know. I don't have any information on that. Kiki Ray, I'm just happy the scene is preserved and someone is in custody. hope we get some answers. I want to highlight that one for sure. Yeah, I hope that the families have a sigh of relief. They deserve to have something like that. Um, Wasky rabbits. Heard those names as being related, but can't find confirmation anywhere, Alias 99 says. And I'm thinking you're talking about Jason Elkins and Dylan White. I talked about them this morning in your chat. Oh, Katie Van, you talked about those two, Jason Elkins and Dylan White, or am I behind? Because that was like 6 minutes ago that you made that comment. Did he keep the knife as a souvenir? They tend to keep objects that give them emotional recall. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that the investigators even said that they knew that there were articles that were taken as souvenirs. So yeah, sorry, Katie Van, if you mentioned something in the chat this morning that I'm spacing out on. I apologize. Will they find the knife? Those names were the first to release, but weren't sure if connected or just arrested same time. Keep hearing different things. Dylan Mortensen is the roommate. Oh, thanks. Thanks for clarifying that. And the other roommate, not Dylan, but I don't want to get her name wrong. Is it Brittany? Um, there were photographs, or I saw at least one photograph of her in a Reno high school basketball cheerleading outfit. And I thought, how interesting if she went to Reno High School, just with all of the activity that our true crime sleuthing community has had over there in the Reno area with Kylie Rodney and all that. So I just thought that was kind of random and kind of interesting. Um, his affect is flat. Jack D probably feels horrible for not going over there when they called. Well, yeah, if that's the case, if he's innocent and except that he might have been killed too. Then, if he's innocent and he had shown up when they called, then he could have been some of the collateral damage. I don't know. Knife could be anywhere from Idaho to Pennsylvania, so many places. Jonathan Lee Riches, me too. Vix and Perps, same religion. Does religion play in this in any way? Do we expect God made me do it? Or the devil made me do it. There's that too. The likelihood of recovering the knife just increased exponentially if they have the correct assailant. That's a good point. He's on suicide watch. Good evening, Avoid Ice 2. How are you tonight? Death penalty. It will say, will it say God made me do it? Will it say God made me do it? Are you referring to the perp as it? I call him it. Okay, gotcha. Caesar, thank you. I hadn't gotten to your next comment yet. Oh, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Unable to connect chat. Please try again later. I apologize, you guys. That happened just recently, like yesterday or the day before. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I was looking forward to catching up with you and just touching base about all of this. So yeah, Jason Elkins and Dylan White. I'm sure we'll reconvene on that maybe tomorrow. So tomorrow is Saturday, and I keep wanting to take days off on the weekends, and then when these cases are just so hot and heavy, it's almost impossible to do that. So I am not going to promise coming on tomorrow, but I probably will. Can we leave it like that? Leave it open-ended. And I'll go ahead and sign off since my chat got disconnected anyway. And really, I had one thing I wanted to mention. about Kylie Rodney's case. Is that all right? I'm going to jump over there for a minute. With Kylie Rodney's case, if her ex boyfriend Jagger is innocent of any wrongdoing in her demise, why would he bait social media the way he did? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I would love to ask that question again when you guys are in chat and can give me your responses, because that's one of the reasons that I still suspect him. That's not the only reason, and that's not the main reason, but that is one reason. Like, why would you taunt social media? Same with Sammy. Both of those two seemed really invested in trying to mess with people on social media. And to me, that lends itself to thinking that they're guilty. So, on that, I'm going to wrap up for the evening. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I really appreciate your company and all of your intelligent conversation. So, have a really good night. Take good care of yourself. Keep drinking your cold water. I've got ice in this, and it's so refreshing. I love having ice in my water, even more than just regular water or cold water. The ice cold makes it better. So I used to try to drink tepid water because I had heard that that was healthier, but I'm just like, I don't care. I'm going to drink iced because it's refreshing and it is just more pleasing to me. So anyway, stay hydrated, eat healthy, get your rest, your relaxation, get your exercise. Enjoy this warm weather if you're in these areas where we're getting this nice summertime heat wave now for the next few days. Um, and yeah, let's just pray for resolution and truth and justice. And um, tomorrow's the last day of the year. So happy new year. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks again for joining me. Much love to you guys.